Hello, good afternoon. This is Mr. Cool, Advanced Automotive Mechanic. Today I'm gonna be giving you a solution to your crazy fuel gauge reading. If you've been sometimes when you just start your car or you just after refilling your fuel and you see this gauge just jump to the middle when you know that the fuel that you have inside or you just bought is not up to that, or even jump to the extreme end as some cases may be. As I showed my previous video, which I uploaded up in a YouTube, you can check my videos for that and see it. I might just include it just a flash in this video just for the purpose of this video. So I plug a scan tool through my through the port that is somewhere around here and scanned. And what I was getting from the scan tool sometimes can be a little bit misleading. From the scan tool I used was pointing that I have a faulty cluster gauge. The scan tool could be right, because if suppose this cluster gauge is giving a reading that the fuel I have is not actually what I have up to there, that could be actually a faulty distance, but that doesn't mean that the cluster gauge is a problem. So at last I get to put some puzzle together to discover that I have experienced this issue when I was using MiG 3 before. So, and that is what I'm about to share with you. Okay, now we're here. Have this some call it potentiometer. This is where the problem lies, guys. And I don't have anyone that's going to help you to hold this camera, but I'm gonna see how I can be able to manage hold it and explain to you what you need to do if your fuel gauge is not running the way it's supposed to be, giving you false reading. You have two options that you're gonna do. One is to replace this panel here, which you can see right here. If you replace the panel, then if suppose there is any broken part, maybe when you look at the cells and there is any broken part, you need to get it replaced. But if it is not broken, if there is not any sort of open circuit within this panel, then what next you're gonna do is you need to get these things off here. This one, you need to get this floater off. Just hang on a little bit. Anyway, to get it off, you just need to hold on tight and just pop this thing off from here and here. When you get it popped up, this floater should just get off. I don't know. Let me try if I can be able to use one hand to get it off. Okay, one side is off. And be careful. This thing requires two hands in order to get it damaged. But let me just get it off. Okay, here we go. So in order to get this thing off here, you just need something, a screw like this, or a pin plier, long nose plier. So you get it inserted like this and you drag it up, you push it down. You also insert on this side. If you use the hand to remove this one first, then this one should just come up very simply and it's off. So when it's off, the next thing that you need to do is you need to get this thing out of the way. This one, you just slide it back a little bit and it's out. Now this is your major problem. This thing right here is why your fuel gauge is running crazy. Now what you need to do here is, first of all, you need to tension this. There is something like a thermostat. Thermostatic this thing here that is somewhere down here. You can see. I don't know. Let me get it close. Okay. So this tiny one here, you need to stretch it out. Stretch it out like this. So why you need to stretch it out is you need to make it to have more spring. To have more spring tension to it, that's going to be pushing this two terminal here to move out forward. So when you move out forward, you should be able to be making contact with these two circuit here, one here and here. So that's basically what it needs to do. So when you have stretched it, if you have tensioned it, removing it is very simple. All you need to do is to get this one off, then you slide this one here out. When you slide this one out, it should come out. When it comes out, then you tension it a little bit. Let me show you an example of what I'm trying to say so that you don't okay, you can see right now I have actually removed the two connector. So let me explain so you understand what you need to do. You see these two pieces here, these two pins, there's two pins, you can see the two contacts here. You need to find a abrasive, that's a sandpaper, to sand it so that it gets clean and maintain the contact. Because of that, I used to plug it. I believe that is what used to make it to give a false reading. Then secondly, if you look very well on the other side, I have tensioned this spring. If you originally see it's supposed to be somewhere around here, but I've tensioned it, I've just slacked it backwards so that it gets tension. So when you do this, that's all you need to do. You get it back in piece exactly the way you see it. When you get it back, your fuel gauge should be working correctly, which I'm going to show you when I start my car. Just hang on. Okay, you can see my fuel gauge reading now. That's actually where my fuel is right now. Let me start this guy up. So, unlike before, if you watch the other previous video that I have, it was crazy. It was going up and down. It was all over the place. But anything seriously. So, anyway, if the tips are this thing which I just shared with you help you fix your fuel gauge reading issue, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Or even if you don't want, no problem, you can just go. If you like, you can leave it a comment. If you don't want, you can you just go. You know, just go. Have fun. Have a nice day. See you around some other time when you have problem. Bye for now.